Hello there. I'm sitting in the heart of the English countryside in this beautiful bluebell wood. What I'm going to tell you about is a way to solve the climate crisis that is truly astonishing. You see, I do not believe we will be able to act quickly enough before weather patterns cause catastrophic damage to beautiful parts of the world such as this. In 2021, the Pentagon released their preliminary assessment of unidentified flying objects, which they call unidentified aerial phenomena. Why was their report released at that time? It states that out of 144 incidents, only one was identified and explained. So what exactly does that mean? It's described as an interim report. How much more is there to tell us? Another line from their report reads, "And a handful of UAP appear to demonstrate advanced technology." Does that mean this sort of thing?
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's look at that thing. It's rotating.
The Pentagon released that footage of an encounter with naval jets from USS Nimitz and aerial craft spotted on their radar. Is this an admission for the first time ever that non-human intelligent life exists on our planet? Why did they release this? Last year, a group of retired US Air Force personnel held a press conference about UAPs seen over nuclear weapons installations. They claimed that these craft could disable our weapons systems. What is that all about?
Well, I'll refer you to Mr. Hastings again. I know he was in contact with certain individuals. Again, these are or were at the time serving members of the Air Force.
In 2017, an American, Robert Hastings, published this book. The book is filled with reports of UAP sightings over military installations going back to 1947, after the US began testing the atom bomb. And why is Roger Moore narrating this film claimed to be from KPG files?
This film footage certainly seems to depict interest by Russian military personnel in the object that is seen sticking out of the ground. Soldiers, officers, and civilian-clothed agents are deployed around the site, and they appear to be both guarding and examining the object. And here you see the man who is probably the head KGB agent, directing the cameraman to point his camera toward the disc.
Is there something to all of this? Or are these people and the Pentagon dreaming or lying or what? Even if these craft with incredible speed and maneuverability do exist, why should they have any interest in our nuclear weapons? This clip shows Daniel Sheehan talking about US President Carter in January 1977.
Or 1977, that I was contacted by Ms. Marcia Smith, who was the director of the Science and Technology Division of the Congressional Research Service. She asked to meet with me, and I met with her, and she informed me that President Carter, upon taking office in January of 1977, held a meeting with then the Director of Central Intelligence, who was George Bush Sr., and demanded that the Director of Central Intelligence turn over to the President the classified information about unidentified flying objects and the information that was in the possession of the United States intelligence community concerning the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence. This information was refused to the President of the United States by the Director of Central Intelligence, George Bush Sr.
If the President of the United States has been denied something, what is so important that even a president is not told about? If the President of the United States has been denied something, what is so important that even a president is not told about? And how does all of this link to climate change? Well, Paul Hellyer, who sadly died last year, had been Minister of Defence in the Canadian government, and in 2005 he said that he believed in UFOs after seeing one. In 1967 he attended the opening of the world's first UFO landing pad, built in St. Paul, Alberta, which was visited by Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh in 1978. Hellyer believed that there is a federation of extraterrestrial beings which has been monitoring and guiding humanity for centuries, and in 2007 the Ottawa Citizen reported that Hellyer was demanding that world governments disclose alien technology that could be used to solve the problem of climate change. He went on to say that these beings, with their advanced technology, were more likely to help us solve the climate crisis, provided we became less likely to destroy the planet with nuclear weapons. So what can you do? Well, even if you consider all of this as fantasy, you might agree that it would be far better to devote money and resources to dealing with climate change rather than using it to produce ever more powerful killing machines. Or, if what all these people are saying is true, there is an advanced civilization visiting Earth who are not hostile, but they are clearly frightened by what we might do with our nuclear weapons. Their message to us is clear: stop destroying your planet and get rid of your nuclear weapons. So if you really want to preserve the planet, oppose nuclear weapons. If you are fearful of climate change, challenge your politicians to get rid of nuclear weapons. If these visitors can disable them, could we actually use them anyway? If you are an investor, do not invest in the military-industrial complex. History is made by the collective action of people, and once we learn how to do without nuclear weapons, we might get help from our friends in the sky to solve the climate crisis.